Hi everybody, this is Henry from MathTestAce.com. Today I want to show you a type of word problem that you're likely to see on the SAT or PSAT. A lot of people look at this problem and don't know where to start, but I'm going to show you a fairly quick way to solve it. The problem is, what percent of D is M? You might be scratching your head, but you can get the answer if you know how to translate word problems into equations, which I explain at MathTestAce.com. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see a link just below the video to a lesson about this powerful technique that will help you with all kinds of word problems. Alright, let's get started. What percent of D is M? The first word in this problem is what. What is the answer to our question? I like to use the letter A so we don't forget what we're after, which is the answer. Percent always means divided by 100. So we're going to write 1 divided by 100 to remind us that we're dividing by 100. Of means multiplied by. D is just the letter D. It's a variable. We don't need to know what it is because our answer is going to have D and M in it. If you saw this question on the SAT, you'd notice that all of the answer choices had D and M in them, meaning that you don't have to know what they are, you just have to keep them in your answer. Is word problem language for equals, and M is just the variable M. So let's put this all together going left to right. We have to start with A divided by 100. We'll just write A over 100. Then we know that the next thing we need is times, and then comes D, then an equal sign, then M. Since we're solving for A, the answer to our question, we need to multiply both sides by 100. So A over 100 times D is just A times D. And if we are multiplying the left side by 100, then we need to multiply the right side by 100. Now we need to divide both sides by D so that we can get A by itself on one side of the equation. Remember, this is the technique you'll always use. Try to get A by itself on one side of the equation. Let's divide both sides by D. You'll see that I'm not writing out the equation all over again. I'm just writing a D denominator under each side so that I don't have to write the equation twice. A times D divided by D is A. And M times 100 divided by D, there's nothing more we can do with that. That's just what it is. But we can clean it up a little bit. M times 100 is just the same as 100M. So let's write 100M over D. There it is, that's the answer, and if you were taking the SAT, you would see that as one of the answer choices. Now let's go back and plug in some real numbers just to make sure we're right. Let's say that D is 2 and M is 1. So the question would be, what percent of D is M? And let's write those two numbers out so we don't forget them. Well, what percent of 2 is 1? It's 50%, because 1 is half of 2, and half is just another way to say 50%. So let's plug in these numbers into 100M over D to see if we're right. 100 times 1 is 100, and 2 is just 2. 100 divided by 2 is 50. So we did get it right. If you liked this video, you'll want to subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out MathTestAce.com for more videos. And don't forget to like this video on YouTube and share it on Facebook or Tumblr. Thanks and good luck.